Hi, I'm Irina Webster, your host for Inspiring Author TV, the only show that inspires authors to write and gives you tips and hints on how to publish and market your books. And today we have Tracey Stranger here. Welcome, Tracey.
Thank you very much, Irina.
Tracey is a published author of her book, How to Overcome Stress Naturally. The only book I know which has foreword written by His Holiness Dalai Lama. So, Tracey, tell us about your book and how you decided to write it. What the reason was for you to write this book?
Certainly. Thank you. It was in 2009, I think, Irina, when the global financial crisis or many changes were happening for people in their life, and I was surrounded by so many people that were becoming stressful and fearful of what was happening for the future. And I must say that I feel really blessed with my life, and I'm always thinking of the positive solution and what can happen, and I was really driven, how can I help these people more? And so because I work in the health industry and I have a lot of contacts within the natural health industry, I actually met a publisher and thought, that's what I can do. I can write a book to get my message out, to help people more to see that there's another way to think, another way to take action that will lift them and help them to be happy with their lives, and that change is an opportunity, not something to be afraid of, but something to embrace and do something different. So that was the reason why that I wrote the book. I really wanted to help people be happy and enjoy their lives with what they're doing in the face of great change and disruption to their life.
Right. So did you put in your book some new strategy,
Yes,
about how to cope with stress?
Yes, so because I work in the health industry, what I wanted to do was show people that there are many ways to overcome stress naturally. So I have a chapter on Ayurvedic approach to healthy living, looking at your nutrition and the environment. Change your thinking to change your attitude is very important. Plus I have a 20-page resource directory, so it can guide people either via the website or a phone number on different ways to overcome stress naturally, easily. So it's simple, practical methods to overcome stress that the everyday person, it's not too technical and it's not too spiritual. At the end of each chapter I have a mini meditation and a mindfulness exercise, so it introduces people to meditation.
Right. Do you meditate yourself?
So even though I meditate myself every day for almost 18 years, and that's actually how the Dalai Lama came to be involved in my book.
So how did you get Dalai Lama to write foreword for your book? Because I know he's a very busy person.
Absolutely, and I'm somebody who lives and trusts their intuition. I'm guided by my intuition.
Right.
And so when my publisher said to me, think of somebody who's well known, well respected, and has the same message as the message in your book. That's the sort of person you want to write the foreword to your book.
Right.
So I thought, I'll meditate on that. So I sat in the stillness of meditation and just asked the question and listened.
Right.
And the only name that came to me in my awareness was the Dalai Lama.
Wow.
And I just thought, well, okay, that's the Dalai Lama. How do I go about doing that? I thought, what do I need to do? So I simply went to his official website and sent him an email, as simple as that, and told him that I'm a first-time author, so I'm passionate about helping people overcome stress naturally. I'm a microbiologist, so I appreciate the magical healing abilities of our body, and I meditate daily, and I've seen you speak twice. I've seen His Holiness speak in both Portugal and at Australia Zoo in Australia, and I said, and you inspire me with your message of love and compassion. Could you please provide the foreword to my book, which is about overcoming stress naturally? And I attached the table of contents. So he could see that it was a multidisciplinary approach of different aspects of natural healing. I hadn't written the book, but simply sent the email. And do you know?
What did he answer?
In 6 days,
Wow.
6 days, better than some of my friends, he replied, yes, with my blessings.
Wow, amazing.
So it was, and I thought, this is a man who must have an incredible support team around him to be so well organised. And I just remember thinking, when you're at the right place at the right time, really wanting to help people for the good of humanity and your community, then, you know, magic happens, which is, you know, I felt really blessed to have his blessings for this book, because that is the message of my book, to simply, you know, love yourself, and that love overflows to others around you, and what else is there really?
Yes, yeah, I agree. He is an amazing man.
Yes.
And I remember, I think last year, during the Vancouver Peace Summit, Dalai Lama made a statement. He said, "The world will be saved by the Western woman." Do you consider yourself this kind of woman who can help to save the world?
Well, that's incredible that His Holiness has said that, and well, I would hope so, Irena. I hope so, because my vision is, I guess, my vision is a world of harmony and peace, where we're all helping each other out, and I focus on the similarities in people and celebrate the differences rather than judge the differences. And I know that's something that the Dalai Lama has said at one of his talks. He always looks for the similarities.
That's right.
And we're all brothers and sisters. So I guess I do my part in what I can do to help lift people and see and acknowledge the beauty and the gifts that each of us have. So I think if we all have a vision of how we want the world to be in peace and harmony, that it's possible.
We just unite.
And
unite with our minds.
Yeah, connecting with what's in our heart, and then bring that to how we think and how we feel and what we do first to ourselves. Be kind to ourselves.
That's right.
As the Dalai Lama says, be kind wherever possible. It's always possible.
Yes, of course.
Be kind to yourself, and then you'll be kind to your community, and that'll spread out, and in that we unite.
Yeah, and it's how we create the kinder community.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, if each of us become kinder to ourselves first.
And each other. And that's not about doing it alone. Absolutely.
Yeah. So what did you do for promotion, your book?
So I had, with my book being published and being in most of the major bookstores, it's really still about getting myself out. So one of the first things that I did was having myself on the front cover helps to profile me, and then with my website, howtoovercomestressnaturally.com and traceystranger.com. So whenever I meet people and do talks, whenever I
So you do lots of talks?
When I travel around, I'll focus on going to the local libraries and phoning up the local Rotary groups and community groups and saying, I'm a local author, I'm a visiting author. Would you like someone to give a talk about how to overcome stress naturally? I do talks and I give workshops.
Okay. Where do you do, like in which city people can see you?
So at the moment I'm in Melbourne. For the first year of my book I was living in Queensland, so I spoke at many local community groups and libraries, and I contacted health centres now that I'm in Melbourne. I speak in down the southeastern area of Melbourne, but you can actually, on my website it'll tell you where I'm talking and what I'm doing at either traceystranger.com or howtoovercomestressnaturally.com. Right. Mostly it's word of mouth. When I go to the libraries and speak to people or speak to friends, I give talks and do workshops on meditation and ways to overcome stress naturally by changing your food or changing your thinking. Really simple practical tips. Then it's the community groups that respond and say, would you come and give a talk for us? So I think it's important to walk the talk, what you're passionate about, and opportunities open up.
Right. Tracey, what would you recommend for a new author who wants to write similar book maybe to yours about spirituality or meditation or stress, what would you recommend to new author, like your maybe 3 major recommendations from your experience?
In my experience, the 3 key things were to be clear about the message that you want to deliver. So what's the clear message from your book? So when somebody says, what's your book about? You can say it's about how to overcome stress naturally.
In a few words.
Yeah, in a few words, and that's your constant message. And second, that has to be connected to what you live and dream. And I say dream because it's important to have a vision. If that's the vision you have, you're always taking a step towards bringing that to fruition to the wider community, to embrace the idea or the education or the inspiration that you have for those who need that information. So have a clear message, be inspired and passionate about it, and have that as your evolving vision. And then from a practical sense, who is the network and communities that already have that as their message? Sport, for me, because it's to do with health, and then it's sports groups, it's community groups, it's health clinics, it's spas and retreats and resorts. So I approached all those different associations to say, I'm available, would you like me to go do a talk? And in some of those they asked me to write articles for their magazine. In others they've invited me to come and do talks. Others have said, oh, I'm a host on a local community radio station. For the first year of my book, I was a regular visitor once a week on the community radio station, and still am at highlandfm.com, which is in Mittagong, New South Wales.
So you do it?
I do that now once a month.
Once a month, so
talk about
on a regular basis.
On a regular basis.
This is amazing. Yeah. So when your next talk? So maybe people can hear it.
Yeah, it's always on a Monday between 12 and 2 on Highland FM, on a dial, 107.3 FM I think it is. But I did it for every week in the first year of my book, and those audio interviews are actually on my website, howtoovercomestressnaturally.com. So in the different media of interviews and talks, and I make it available on my blog, which is attached to my website. So I have a regular weekly update on overcoming stress naturally and what's happening in the environment, where a local community market is newly created, and helping people to connect into their community, have ideas of how can I do something for my community to have us live and eat and think more healthily.
Right.
So it's taking small steps to be active in what your vision is and what your passion is. That's the 3 keys.
That's amazing, Tracey. And if anyone wants to buy your book, where they can go and buy it?
Yes, the easiest place is to come to howtoovercomestressnaturally.com /blog is my blog site, or traceystranger.com, or go to your local library.
So people can get it in the library?
They can get it in the local library, or the library can get it in.
What about shops?
And also at major bookstores.
Like, what's the names?
Angus and Robinson, Borders.
Angus and Robinson, are they still closed?
I'm not sure, yeah, but you just ask your local bookstore, they'll be able to get it in, because I do have a distributor Australia-wide.
Right. Well, thank you very much, Tracey.
My pleasure.
Yeah, I learn a lot personally from you, how to overcome stress, and about your community work, and I think you're doing a wonderful job to unite the community and create a better world to live in. So thank you very much, Tracey.
Thank you.